Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome. It's David Hodge. All right, brothers and sisters. We are headed into the time of unprecedented trouble. A time like no other. And never will there be. The ongoing conflict is escalating, brothers and sisters, with Iran and false Israel. Israel has launched new strikes on Iran's missile facilities. Targets include the key production and launch sites near Tehran, and Iran warns of stronger retaliation coming soon. Iran has prepared to escalate it further. It says they're going to respond with a wider and more powerful attacks. Missiles and drone strikes are expected to increase. Lebanon crisis worsening. Fighting between Israel and Hezbollah is intensifying. Lebanon is facing mass displacement and instability. The U.S. has increased military presence. This thing is intense, brothers and sisters. They're sending more force into the Middle East. The signals preparation for possible further escalation. You see, in the oil, in the gas impact as well, brothers and sisters. Tensions in the Strait of Hormuz are rising. Once again, oil prices continue to surge globally. This is impacting gas prices in the United States. If you've been out there, it's $4.60 or more just for unleaded. Premiums up to $5. It's outrageous, and it's going to get worse, brothers and sisters. Thousands killed across Iran and Israel and Lebanon. Like I said, large scale displacement continues. Infrastructure damage is growing. This risk of a border regional war is increasing. More countries are getting pulled into it. Economic impact, especially energy prices, is rising. This conflict is escalating into a wider thing. There is no ceasefire in sight, and global effects are growing. So as you can see, this is a formula for destruction, ultimate destruction. And as we explain, brothers and sisters, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to take place. We know who is going to be the winner in this, which is Iran. You see, so let's show you a few things.
Breaking news coming in from the West Asia conflict. Major setback to US Gulf. US claims Iran has hit Prince Saudi. US says that Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi has been hit. US says that Iran has hit Sultan Air Base in Saudi, and it says that at least 12 troops have been wounded in attack. 12 US troops were wounded, 2 of them seriously in an Iranian military strike on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. A US official has told on Friday the latest casualties add to more than 300 US military service members who have been wounded since the war against Iran, which started on Feb 28. Earlier, we also saw that the US military said that 273 of them had already returned to duty. 13 US troops have been killed in the conflict so far. And now we see that to this, another number has been added as the Saudi Air Base, Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi, has been attacked, where at least 12 troops have been wounded in the attack. And this was an attack by Iran. It hit the Sultan Air Base in Saudi. Saudi is an important partner of US. And this was the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi which has been hit. And US claims that this was done by Iran, which came attacking the Prince Saudi Air Base. And this comes as a major setback to the US Gulf.
Here's what they don't want you to know about claiming Social Security. If your household makes $150,000
My brothers and sisters.
Trump is looking for a way out, but the Iranians are playing hardball. They want.
My brothers and sisters, excuse me. So as you can see, things are intensifying. Iran is not backing down. And now Saudi Arabia is being pulled in. Brother, that's what brothers and sisters, that's exactly what we've been speaking about. With Michael's and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. Michael being the God, Master Prophet Muhammad, and his angels, which is Iran in Syria. See? And now versus the dragon and his angels, the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia, and his angels, America, Britain, and false Israel. We're at that point where it's about to be an authority switch in the Middle East, with Iran being the winner, being the one that's taking over and gaining power over the Middle East, along with Syria. They're gonna take over this thing, and it says here, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven. It was thrown the dragon, the great, the serpent, and the archaic, the being called devil, and the Satan. That's talking about America, Britain, false Israel, and the House of Saud. The making to air the being inhabited excuse me, brothers and sisters, the making to air the being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. Bam. That's what it's saying. The dragon and his angels, the House of Saud, American Britain, and false Israel, are going to lose this war. So we know that for a fact. That's what the scriptures say. That's what the angel tells us. And when this happens, this is going to change reality as you know it forever, brothers and sisters. So that's what we're here to do. Prepare you for that. Tell you what's going on. You know, tell you how this will affect you. And it will, because they already have an attack set up for you. They've already attacked us. They've already killed us. They do so many things to try to eliminate us, brothers and sisters. But this time they're going to execute their plan on our attack, because they don't have a choice. Because once this goes into effect, once they lose and get kicked out the Middle East, then now that's setting up the destruction for false Israel. And it says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by army, know that their destruction is near. So if that happens, then that means that now they have to come for you. Why? Because the black men and women of America are the true seed of Abraham. But they counter our claim by establishing false Israel in the land and calling them the holy people and blessing them. So they be blessed. But it said, curse those who curse God's people. So they find out that once you find out who you are, that's the point. They can have you find out who you are. They already know who you are. But you are the personification of their judgment, of their consequence, which they're getting judged for. So you're going to do it. So they can't allow to be judged. And they can't, when you rise up, then you're gonna get that payback, that vengeance, wrath. You wake up angry. You want to retaliate, or excuse me, brothers and sisters. Not that. You just basically, they did something to you, right? So you're gonna do. It says, "Do unto them as was done to you." So they oppose their mind on you. You oppose them. You're gonna oppose your mind on them. Once you wake up, get your right mind, and that's what's going to take place. Excuse my language there. I'm telling you that that's what they fear. They fear that you would oppose your mind back on them. That all the things that they done, it would happen to them. And it happens because you rise up and you get your mind back. And these type of things is what they're trying to prevent, is all I'm trying to explain, brothers and sisters. But they can't allow that. The point I was making was false Israel was going to be destroyed. And that's what's keeping us down, that's the momentum that's keeping us, they're the ones who stole our identity. Let's go there. So once they're removed, now there's no identity. There's nobody there that had the identity theft is removed now. So now you have second claim of being the true seed of Abraham. So now it's you. because they couldn't have been them, because that's not supposed to happen. It said when God placed them in their land, they're not to be uprooted and moved. So if they remove, then that means they're not who they claim to be. It said they were Satan. Those who call themselves Jews, they're Satan. Those who have synagogue, Satan. They're Satan. So they're going to be exposed as Satan. And America is going to be exposed as well for their crimes of touching that tree. It said not to touch us, not to harm us, not to put us, not to do these things to us. And they did it anyway. You see, they've been trying to getting rid of you, putting us in jail, messing up our food, messing up our quality of life, messing up, like I said, killing us, putting us in prison, aborting us, the horror, affliction, murder, rape, being hung, burnt alive, dismantled, completely dehumanized past imaginable. All these things, bam, they do judgment. And their whole point is to escape judgment, brothers and sisters. So that's pretty much what we're trying to warn you about. You see, that time is near. And how do we know? Because things are getting worse. They're not getting better. Things are getting worse. And they're going to continue to get worse because we're headed to a time of unprecedented trouble. It's a time that these things have not had. They have not had happen. These things have never happened. You see? No one has ever experienced the things that's to come. So it's about to be in a time that no one has ever experienced. You see? But we know that there's going to be an attack on our people because we know the facts. And the fact is, false Israel is going to lose that war. They're going to be eliminated. And that's the point. That's the whole point. It's not up in the air. It's not, what party's going to win. We don't know who's going to win. We don't know the situation at hand because things will get better or peace agreement can happen. We know there's no peace coming. It's not. That's over with. So Trump and them can forget about it. There's not going to be any agreements, any peace agreements. We told you that when we told you the JCPOA agreement wasn't coming back. And Trump was the one who undid that, right? Exactly. So the fact that you're talking about peace and all these things from a person who was the one who unleashed all these things in the first place, okay, sure, whatever you say. But we know how this ball gonna roll, and it's rolling towards the destruction of false Israel. That's the point, and that's the inevitable. You see, you can't. It's not going to go away. You see, so the attack is not going to go away. So our point is to tell you, hey, brothers, sisters, this is what's going to take place. Hey, this is what you need to do. You have a vision. Abraham covenant. We're getting the hell out of here. We got a second option. We don't have to stay here in America. It's going to be destroyed, where they're going to get things are going to be much worse for you. It said men's hearts are failing from fear. Men's hearts will be failing from fear. You see, men's hearts will be failing from fear, meaning they'll be having heart attacks. You see, men's hearts failing them from fear, having heart attacks, and the expectation, fear and expectation of those things coming upon the earth. You see, coming here to America. What you see over there is coming over here 10 times worse. We just know it's going to be much worse than anything that you know, even our own experience, even the Holocaust, all that crap. World wars that you know, any Great Depression, anything that you can think of in your mind, any scary horror movies, anything that you see that was epic, that was vicious to you, it's going to be way worse than that. Anything that you can imagine in your mind. It says that these things are going to happen and they're coming here. Why? Because the powers of the heavens will be shaken, meaning the war that's going on with American Britain, false Israel outside, they're going to lose power, and false Israel will be destroyed, and there's going to be authority switch, and Iran's got the oil now. That means that America don't have access to oil. I mean, in this reality, it's set around oil. You need oil for everything to thrive. So the things that you see there is coming here. All that we describe, you see the wars. We're going to play a video in a minute. Everything that's happening over there, starvation, being blown up, constant war, this, that, people being displaced, stuff being totally out of whack, people's minds, people lost their minds, people are, like I said, starving to death, no food, no gas, you know what I'm saying? No water, no, you see, that stuff, that's a total economic collapse is here in severe social unrest. People freezing to death, not having any energy for heating in the dead of winter. These are things we're speaking about, brothers and sisters. And it says that people's hearts will be failing. And we're here to reduce the impact of that for our people, to that way you don't suffer from heart attacks, brothers and sisters. And you can get through this and move through it, because it's going to be shock. It's going to hit the world. Shock of the hour. You see? So it's going to affect the world. But our job is to reduce that effect that it's going to have on you, so it don't send you through the roof, send you through send you right. See, I'm trying to say something. So you don't have heart attacks. Simple, plain simple. So you don't suffer from heart attacks and die from it. That's the point, brothers and sisters. So you reduce the shock. You see, reduce the level. You see, that way you can survive and then move forward and start make the better decisions to save your life and your family's life. So that's the point, to give you the information so you take heed to what's taking place and you can make the proper decision based off the information given to you. And now you find out that you got a second option. Okay, good. I don't have to stay here where it's going to be all this chaos and destruction is going to take place. I can prepare to invest in myself, invest in my vision, invest in my discipline, invest in re-improving and working together, getting together as unity. And that's another thing this attack is going to bring. It's going to bring our unity, brothers and sisters. So we're going to unite in a minute, you see, and you're going to get all the you're going to get everything that you need to be successful to get the hell out of here. And that's the point. Get the hell out of here. We're not staying here. We're not helping anybody try to take over America. We don't want anything to do with America. We don't give a damn about the fabric. I can't even speak right. We don't care about the fabric of America changing. They talk about progress. Well, damn it, don't try to change it now. We don't care. You see, don't try to set it up to where it's benefiting blacks and all this crap, because America's going to hell. You see, but they'll never change the fabric of America, no matter how hard they try. You see, they'll never set it up to where you're doing well and you're thriving and everything is going good for so-called blacks, right? Or whatever. So we don't care. We're not that. That's not something that we're interested in. We're interested in complete separation. Said you'll be a fool to stay here in the land of your imprisonment. So that's the point. Telling our people to wake up and see that's exactly what you'll be. You see, because it says you're going home. It's God's promise to you. That's the will. It says God's will for you to return home and your enemies be judged and all these things, right? So that's where we headed. Vengeance, wrath, payback, avenging our nation, the original nation, to get out of here. You see, to get your mindset, to get purified, get you prepared to return home to the promised land, get rid of the devil's mind and upload your new superior God mind, which is the NGO. Get you this information, you see? So that's the point, brothers and sisters, to keep warning you, keep being these beacons, shining and reflecting that light of what's taking place of the time, which is the NGO. That's where we are in time, brothers and sisters. That's where we are in the time of the NGO, in the time of the messenger of the covenant, telling you about the covenant, telling you we're going home, telling you got a vision, telling you it said people got a vision will perish. So we're here to make sure you don't. We're here to give it to you, because they gave you the American dream. And the American dream is not a vision. It's a dream. It's not real. You got to wake up. You're in a nightmare. You see? So now once you find out that you're in a nightmare, now you can identify your enemies. And it said if you cannot identify your enemies, then you are your own enemy. And that's what we're telling you. The house of size your enemy. The dragon, right? He's the dragon, right? But American Britain, false Israel, they're your enemies. You see, Esau, he's your enemy. The African nations, they're against you. Obama and them. I won't get into that right now. But you got a lot of people that's your enemies. They hate you. You see, all of them. You got the demons, devils, Massa, his black-faced children. They're your enemies. You see, and so don't get any ideas of partnering with them. So, because that's nothing that's going to happen when this attack take place. They're going to show you exactly who they are. They're going to show you their true colors. They're coming to get you. They're going to show you exactly they hate your guts 100%. And how do you know they hate your guts? Because they changed you 100%. If they love something, they keep it the same. But now, to hell with that. They're about to show you that they're bloodthirsty. They're going to show you that. They're going to show you better than they can tell you because once all these things take place, they're gonna rip you up, rip you apart, come take your life from you. So you're not gonna think that they're good people anymore, because they're gonna show you. They're gonna turn into exactly who they are, straight wolves. You see? And they don't care who you are, not even their own black-faced children. They're gonna rip them apart. So that's another thing that the demons gotta figure. That they're gonna be in shock. They're gonna be in the root of awakening. And that's why we tell our people, don't follow after the demons. You see, don't follow after them. They're not a good example. They're not. It said, don't hesitate. You lose your life. You see, so don't go, because they're going to hesitate, because they're master's black-faced children. So they think that their devil daddies have their best interests, but they don't. They don't have it. So they're gonna come. They're gonna attack them. They're gonna do these things. They're gonna hesitate. They're gonna be attacked. Then you see, they'll get some help, but that's not the point. The point is for you. The focus is on you, making sure you get out alive, making sure you know where you're going, make sure you know where the exit is, make sure you get your family and your loved ones to the exit, make sure you have the right mind, make sure you're getting the right information, and you start dumping the old mind, the devil's mind, getting rid of his thinking, and start uploading your thinking, investing in yourself, applying your discipline. The 5 mathematical pillars of Islam, which is your protection and your power against all evil. If you need it, you're going to get it. You're going to be getting all these things. Like I explained to you, we're going to be there physically to give it to you. Just follow. Just make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you take heed. Make sure you get where the blacks going when they say flee, 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 flee. They say when you see Jerusalem the army, it said flee, because they're coming. When they come to attack you. And that's the time when you see all blacks. Hopefully you pay attention. You don't have to do all that fleeing. But if you do have to flee, then that's what you got to do. Go, go, go. It said don't even go back to get your baby. That's intense. You can't tell somebody they can't go back and get their baby. That's crazy. But that's how serious it is. So the point is, you go where blacks go. Go, go, go. We're going to unite. You're going to get all the information you need anyway. So like I try to explain it to you what all you need, you know. And like I said, we got videos. Feel free to reach out, brothers and sisters. You'll get what you need. Just stay close. Pay attention to what's going on. Stay tuned to what we're doing. And you're going to get everything answered. And all your questions will be answered on what to do, what you need, what's this, what's that, how we going to do it, what we going to do, what's what we're going to do. Right now, you need to get away from these devils. You need to know that they're your enemies. You need to know that their black-faced children are not your friends. You need to know that you have a vision, the Abraham covenant, which is telling you you're going home. You need to understand the Holocaust, which is your true experience, which was horror, oppression, misery, total, right. We was dehumanized past imaginable, something worse than anything has ever happened in history. You see, and we headed to a time worse than that now, which is insane, right? So these are things that you need to know. Understand Exodus. We're leaving out. Exit to exit. We're getting the hell out of here. We're not staying here. You understand? So, understanding these things, then getting your protection. You're understanding the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam, which is your protection and your power, which is going to go along with your mind, which is going to attack the enemy, because it's your mind. We're in a mind war, brothers and sisters. So you have to step into it. You see? So your mind got to be sharp. Heart got to be firm. Pressure got to be high. You see? You got to be you got to be one up. You got to be all the way up on everybody. You see? That way you don't get gripped into this reality, into this gravitational vortex, brothers and sisters. Because if not, then you won't escape. You see? And you'll be stuck here to suffer the same consequence as your enemies. You see? So, right. So the point is, it says to come out of America. Right. That's the point. It said, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins. It says, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. You see? So she's going to, for her sins, which is her consequence, she's going to receive plagues, which she's not getting away from. She's going to get hit. Say, for her, America, for her sins are piled up to the heaven. I mean, she went off to go kill, steal, and destroy, and put her hands in everything, right? And all those other, the heavens is out there with the Middle East, where, out there, right? Where the warriors and all these things, where they had their hands in everything, everywhere. And it says, God has remembered her crimes, meaning you can't you're not exempt from consequence. It remembered, meaning that you can't escape judgment. If you think you can, it comes in another form. So it said, give back to her, give back to America, as she has given, pay her back double. you see, for what she has done. Put her a double portion from her own cup, meaning it was out of her hands. It was her fault. She's due these things. It's not something that she did. See, give her as much, it's telling you, give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. You understand me? And in her heart, she boasts, I sit enthroned as queen. Ha! I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Okay, sure. And it says here, therefore, in one day, which equals a year, her plagues will overtake her. Death, you see, mourning. You see, death and mourning and famine. No food, no gas, no oil, no this, no that. Economic collapse, social unrest leading to insurrection. People freezing to death, not having energy for heating in the dead of winter. You see, being made miserable, all these things during this time. And it says, right, exactly. All these things, death, right? On top of, it said the children of her eyes should throw into death. That's talking about Britain, you see? And that's when Britain go to war with China. This is when they get kicked out of the Middle East. Boom, they going straight to war with China. And all their resources that they do have left, they're going straight to Britain. Britain going to utilize it up and get destroyed by China. Then China's on their way here to make them miserable, you see? Come enslave them, do everything that was done to us. The thing that was done to us, they're going to do to them. Enslave them, make them a slave nation, you see? And they're going to blow that damn place up, you see, because America's going to eventually be nuked. You see, that's their death, you see, and right, that's that mourning, the death, mourning, they go together, you understand? So, well, that's happening, and then right, the famine, right, famine, death, mourning, famine, it's all together. It says America will be consumed by fire, you see. That's destruction. That's their destruction. That's it for them. They're done. They nuked. They're blown up. They're out of here. You see? Once all this thing, all that take place, trying to get here, boom, blow this place up. You see? And it says, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her. It said that he didn't forget her crimes. It said the Lord is the one who judges her because he the one who didn't forget her crimes. You see? So we going to wake up. And it says, do unto them as was done to you. You see? And so these things that's taking place they're happening because of what they've done to us, brothers and sisters. And it says they're going to be compressed into 1 day, 1 year. You see, it's intense, severe, extreme. You see, and they're going to suffer. They didn't get away with anything. When the time of unprecedented trouble, you see, and they're going to be in it. You see, with hopeless and dark. It says the day the Lord will bring darkness, not light. In that day, you will be like a man who runs from a lion and only meets a bear, escaping from the bear, and he leans his hand against a wall in his house, and he's bitten by a snake. Yes, the day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy, starving to death. You understand? It said a woman would give birth in silence just to eat the child in the afterbirth. She had to snap the baby's neck just to keep the baby quiet, and she had to stay quiet so she don't get ate, but she's trying to eat the baby in the afterbirth. You see? And now, it said the most tender-hearted man won't have love for his, won't have compassion for his wife and his children. Meaning, oh, he's so sweet, he won't hurt a fly. Oh, he's a good guy. Oh, yeah, all that goes out the window. She snapped his own children in the wife's neck just to eat them up. God damn it, because people starving to death, but death never comes. It said no food, so they'll be eating up people. You see? Eating children. They eat children. And it said, right, children be gray-headed because they're running from their parents because their parents trying to eat them. Said they'll eat their children before they eat their pets. Then eventually they'll eat their pets. You see? So before they do all that, before they even start eating all their pets and all these things, they'll be eating up elderly. They'll be eating the ill, the hospitalized, retirement home folks. They'll be eating all insects, rodents. They'll be eating anything crawling around. They'll be eating shit, rats, roaches, cats, anything. You see? So before all that happened, that's another thing. That you're 3/5 of a human in their constitution. So that means that you're declared as an animal. You see? So when all this goes into effect, they're coming for you first. Because by law, you're classified as animal. So that means if once this event take place, by law, they'll make it just to eat you. That's justified. Justified reason to eat niggas. So you'll be the first one that they try to put on the menu. That's why we said flee, 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 flee. Get the hell out of here. Don't stay here with your enemies. It said you'll be crazy as hell. You'll be a damn fool. Don't do it. You see? And they're not your friends. The devil's not your friend. Master's not your friend. American people that are totally against you. The American people are totally against you. You are not a part of these people. They're not your body. You're a part of our body, which we care about. We need every part of our body, and we need to get the hell out of here. You see? We're not staying here. It said we'd be here for a temporary amount of time, 400 years. Then we out. It said we're on our way out of here. You see? And you're gonna get your reward for all this, everything that you endured. This affliction that was severe, that was worse than anything that had ever happened in history, ever. You see? So you're not due judgment. You're not due these things, but you will be if you tie yourself to this system, if you tie yourself to these people, if you get caught up in the American dream and pushing that demon vision, which is love master, love America, love all people. We're all one people, loving Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, which is crap. Believing in heaven and hell, which psychologically terrorize you and keep you tormented and keep you enslaved with fear. It said we be slaves all life from fear, which they don't want you to remove that. They don't want you to hear all this. They want you to hear that you're great. They want you to hear that you're not cursed, black, that somebody stole your identity, that you're really God's chosen people, and he ain't forgot about you. They on his way back to get you. You see? Once you do everything you're supposed to do, you see? And we on our way out. That's the thing. It's being prepared for you. You see, positions in the going back home. Position set up for you to go back home, return home, and boom, we out of here. Going off to make paradise, which they're gonna hate because they always hated you, and they make sure you was always in hell while they built their paradise on you. You see, you built their paradise, and then they sat on your goddamn back and whipped and beat and murdered you and did all these things to you, and still made you do it with no food but shit to eat. So they always hated your guts while they was even in paradise. So imagine you about to go off to go make paradise and do good, and now they about to be in hell. Their paradise is out of there, and now they're about to eat you. I mean, right? That's part of what they're gonna do. They're gonna eat you. But I'm saying their paradise is gone. They was in heaven all their life, and now their heaven is gone, and now their heaven is gone. Paradise is gone for them, and now they're about to receive hell, and you about to go off into heaven, and that's when they can be pissed off. Now they're really going to attack you. They got nothing to lose. You understand? That's what's going on. They ain't got nothing to lose because they're going out. So they'll reach out from their grave to take you with them. So on top of them being hungry and all these things, and you going off to be, you going off into victory and to be into glory and all these things, you're going to go live great. They couldn't imagine it. They can't imagine you going to go do it because they hated your guts all your life. And you about to go do this, and I'm about to go to hell. Ah! Taking you with me. You see? Boy, you're not going anywhere. You see? They're going to do everything in their power. They're going to come at you from all angles. They're going to come at you. And you have to be prepared mentally, physically. You have to be spiritually. Get this injil. Get this perfection, your discipline. You got to be ready to go. You see? It's going to be in your favor. The positive reinforcement is going to be there. It's going to be right there. In your favor, brothers and sisters. So, like I explained, there's nothing to worry about. It said not a hair on our head to be harmed. It said no weapon formed against us shall prosper. That's talking about the pillars and the protection we got from the God. It extends to you if you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. So you understand the consequence. Bam, you got it. You understand that you need to recite the Quran. You got it. You see it? In the name of Allah. You recite it. Get you a surah. Recite it through. Or you recite the same one. Do it for a minimum of 30 minutes to an hour. That's your power. That's your protection. You see? Take care of your family. Take care of your children. You see? Take care of the homeless. Take care of others less fortunate than you. Make it sufficient. You see? Do what you got to do. It's just charity. Take care of your people. Give them this message. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth of the time. See? Then fasting, 1 meal a day. Pick your a window, 2-hour window, 3-hour window, whatever window you're comfortable with. Eat that time, then cut it off, and that's it. 1 meal a day. Meaning you make sure you get all your calories, everything. Get your micronutrients. What they call it? Get all your protein, your essential proteins, and make sure you eat some meat. Get you some meat. Get you your non-essential amino acids. Get your micronutrients. Make sure you're eating enough nutrients and everything that's due to you. You still need all that. So you get it all in. You see? But you do it at one time. This will be better for you. This is gonna be better for you. That's that power. You see? And then Hajj, harmonic motion, our unity. We're coming together. No conflict, no confusion, no friction. All on the same page. We're gonna roll this thing with the spirit of Injil. We got it. We're gonna come together and work together, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. One body. We're gonna come together and we're gonna crush everybody and grind everybody that's in the way. You see? So this would be like an action movie for us. This tribulation is a purification process for us, brothers and sisters. So it's nothing to be worried about if you're doing what you're supposed to do. We're gonna roll right through this on the better side. We're rolling out of this on the better side. You see, we're gonna transform into we're gonna transform right the hell up out of here. That's all I do know. So the point is, we're gonna be okay. You know, it's gonna be intense, but we're gonna be okay. You know, it's like being in the fiery furnace without being burnt by the flames. It's gonna be hot, but at least you're not being cooked. You see, it's not burning your ass up. It's purifying you. It's getting you ready, getting you prepared to go somewhere greater. Because we're going somewhere where the reality is gonna be even more complex. It's gonna be great though, and you need the mind for it. You can't go there with the devil's mind because you'll make hell for yourself. Then we'll be back in the same situation. You see, so you can't go there. You're gonna make hell for yourself. You're supposed to make paradise, not hell. So you had the wrong. You got to get the right operation system. You got to get the right mind. You got to be prepared, and that's what we're here to do, brothers and sisters. Make sure you get the warning. Get the information needed. Make sure you get this versus anything else anybody else is sharing, because this is the information you're going to need to be successful. It's about being successful during this time to make it the hell out of here. So that's the point, brothers and sisters, knowing that this thing in the Middle East is not going to cool down. There's not going to be no peace agreements. So if you hear war, you hear talks of peace, it's not happening. It's not going away. This thing is evident. The war between the destruction, the false Israel, that's it. They're dead. They don't know it yet, but they're about to find out in a minute. They're gone. They're about to be out of here. Adios. You see? They're about to be eliminated completely. So let's take a look at what's going on over there, just to update you on more stuff, brothers and sisters.
Iran has ramped up attacks on U.S. bases in the Middle East after Israel struck its nuclear facilities amid the ongoing war. On March 27th, Iran launched a combined missile and drone attack on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, which houses U.S. military personnel. An American official told Reuters that at least 12 U.S. soldiers were wounded, 2 of them seriously, in the Iranian strike. The New York Times reported that at least 2 KC-135 aerial refueling planes also suffered significant damage in the attack. Reports further suggest that an E-3 Sentry AWACS command and control aircraft was also damaged. Satellite imagery posted online appeared to show damage to aircraft in the latest strike. According to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a coordinated barrage of solid and liquid-fueled missiles, along with drones, successfully penetrated the base's defenses. The IRGC claimed the strike hit the headquarters of U.S. aerial refueling operations, causing destruction and severe damage to multiple large aircraft and key logistical infrastructure.
If you live anywhere here in the red circled area and you have an old, struggling air conditioning or heating system, right now we have an offer going on where we can get you a brand new, super efficient air conditioning and heating system.
Prince Sultan Air Base is a key U.S. military hub in the Middle East and hosts a range of aircraft supporting operations in the region. This is not the first time the base has been targeted by Iran. On March 1st, a 26-year-old Army Sergeant, Benjamin N. Pennington, was wounded during an Iranian attack on the base and died days later. He is one of the 13 U.S. service members killed in the war. The latest casualties add to more than 300 U.S. military personnel wounded since the war with Iran began on February 28th. Earlier on Friday, the U.S. military said 273 of them had already returned to duty. 13 U.S. troops have been killed in the conflict. Iran's attack on Prince Sultan Air Base also comes a day after U.S. President Donald Trump said Iran had been obliterated, while U.S. War Secretary Pete Hegseth stated that never in recorded history has a nation's military been so quickly and so effectively neutralized.
This morning I want to give an update on the Operation Epic Fury, which is an appropriate name because we are absolutely obliterating them. Over the past 3 weeks, we've been hitting Iran's military capabilities at a level that few people have ever seen before. People never knew there was such a capability. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world by far. I built it during my first administration, and I used it during my second administration. Unfortunately, because I'd rather not have to use it. But it's a display of force and precision and skill like nothing the world has really witnessed, although you got a pretty good witnessing of it in Venezuela also. And that was a smaller version of what we're doing now. We're crushing their missiles and drone stockpiles, destroying the defense industrial base. We've wiped out their Navy completely, their Air Force completely. We've wiped out a large percentage of their missiles, and the missile launchers. Without the launchers, the missiles don't do any good. And we've knocked out probably close to 90% of the launchers, probably more than 90% of the missiles themselves, between some they fired and more than they fired.
Look, man, Trump full of himself, brothers and sisters. They didn't hear what they say and they do. Says that everything will backfire. So he's telling you all these things, right? He's trying to make it seem like they're strong, they're good, they're focused, they're nothing to worry about, brothers and sisters. That's what they want you to believe. But it is, they're in trouble. That's why he's telling you all these things. You see, it's an art. They kind of tell you that everything's going good, we got everything under control, we the baddest, we the biggest, we the that and this. You see, but we know the truth. All things are going to fail for them. Everything's not going to, things that used to work ain't going to work. This is propaganda. They're trying to turn you and sway you to believe that everything is fine, but it's not. You see, but that's what they would do. You see, that's how you know. They're telling you all these great things and we got everything in control. But now they have a peace agreement, and it's being delayed because Iran's not responding in the manner that they want. So they're trying to buy them more time to get this peace agreement going, and they're not going to agree to it. They've sent in their own requests of demands, and they're telling you what they're doing, and you see what's going on. They on Iran's on their ass. They're not here to hold your hand and be your friend. That time's over with.
We knocked out. We've also destroyed a lot of the factories. We're continuing to do that, but a lot of the factories where they manufacture the drones and the missiles. The drones, too, are way down, but the reason they're down is they go one way and they don't come back, because for the most part, we're shooting them down. But we also are able to, we've really done tremendous damage to the places where they make them. And just so we set the record straight, because I've been watching the Wall Street Journal's fake news and all these stories that get printed like, oh, I want to make a deal. They are begging to make a deal, not me. They're begging to make a deal. And anybody that's...
That's incredibly false, brothers and sisters. That is not what's taking place. America, Trump, they are desperate for this peace agreement. That's just for them to make them look strong, make them look like they're powerful, make it sound like people are begging. Yeah, right. If that peace agreement was on the table, Ben took it because you're being affected by it. America's being affected by it. Israel's being affected by it. All parties involved with them are being affected terribly by this. The gas prices and all this economic things that's going to cause this thing to fail is being affected by this. So you're a damn lie. But that's what they do. They devils. That's what they do. Kill, steal, destroy, lie, do all these things, cheat, manipulate, act like they're the ones that's the best. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go out with a bang. You see, so either way it go, bro. It's talking about fake news. No, this is false information. These are things that they're claiming. You know, but they're trying to make themselves look good. That's all, brothers and sisters. Full of crap.
So what was happening over there would understand why they want to make a deal. But they say, oh, we're not talking to them. Anybody would know that. And only a total fool. And they're not fools. They're very smart, actually, in a certain way. And they're great negotiators. I say they're lousy fighters, but they're great negotiators. And they are begging to work out a deal. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I don't know if we're willing to do that. They should have done that 4 weeks ago. They should have done it 2 years ago. Or they should have done it when we first came into office, because 2 years ago they had free reign under Biden. Sleepy Joe, worst president in the history of our country. What he allowed to happen to our country at the borders, and even with a thing like this. But not just him. Every president for 47 years, every president should have done this. They should have done it a long time ago, because you cannot give lunatics a nuclear weapon, and they would have had a big one. It stopped really when we did the B-2, but even before that, the Barack Hussein Obama, what he did where he gave them the Iran nuclear deal, gave them free will toward a nuclear weapon. Basically, he chose Iran over Israel and others that didn't want him to do it. But I terminated that deal. Had I not terminated that deal, you would have had a nuclear weapon years ago, and it would have been used, guaranteed. And one of the reasons you know about the guarantee is because their neighbors.
See, he talked about how he terminated it, brothers. This is what we're speaking about, the JCPOA agreement. Trump was the one that came in office and terminated the deal. So he was, you know, look, these devils know what's going on, man. This is the timeline. This is the end deal, brothers and sisters. You see, all these things that's taking place, it's in Scripture. And it said, last Trump's in office. This is, brothers and sisters. This man, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. You see these things taking place. You see what's going on. You see what's happening. It's right for your eyes. And man, and Trump trying to act tough, man. But America's about to be terminated. Their involvement is about to end within this war. They're about to be kicked out. They're about to be going through Armageddon. They'll be going through Armageddon West. They're going to be going through famine and all this starvation and everything you see over there coming here. Say their hearts will be failing from fear. So, yeah. Okay, sure. Whatever you say, Trump.
Were sort of like bystanders. They weren't involved very much. They didn't choose heavy sides. They didn't want to, because people were concerned with Iran. There was a big black cloud over the Middle East. They were concerned, but all of a sudden the war starts, and they start shooting at these five countries. They start shooting at Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Oman. They start shooting at them, and everybody was shocked, including us. You know why? Because they're sick, and they had a plan to take over the Middle East. And some of those missiles that were shot at them were locked long before we even started this process. They were locked and loaded and aimed at those countries. They wanted to take over the Middle East, but we happened to come along, so it wasn't so easy. So right now their Navy is sunk in the largest elimination of a foreign Navy that has taken place, maybe ever, but certainly since World War II. Their Air Force is gone. Their anti-aircraft and communications capabilities are totally dismantled. And one of the problems they do have when they deal with us is we deal with people, and the people aren't able to communicate with anybody else. So, you know, because all of their leadership has been gone. The first level is gone, and they met to pick a new level, and they're gone. They're all gone because they didn't make a deal, and because they're sick people. They're really sick. They're really sinister, sick people. And if anybody thinks it was okay to have a group of people like this to have nuclear capability, nuclear weapons, and if we didn't attack with the B-2 bombers, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks of that, maybe 4 weeks. But between 2 and 4 weeks, they were planning to have a nuclear weapon. If we didn't hit them at that time with the B-2 bombers, and one of the great air raids in history, maybe the greatest. Dark at night, no moon, no light. Every single bomb hit its mark and just obliterated that place. So it's now buried deep under earth. And it was an amazing thing, but they would have a nuclear, and they would have used it without question. And you know that because why did they shoot all these countries that weren't even really involved with them? They weren't involved. They had no big problems because they're sick, because they want to take over the Middle East, not just Israel. Certainly Israel would have been the first on their list. They would have used nuclear weapons, a nuclear, you don't need too many of them, but they would have used a nuclear weapon on Israel, and they would have used it on the other neighbors, and then they would have come after us. And if we had a weak president, they would have done great damage. But fortunately, you don't have a weak president. I knew what was happening.
Thank you for doing the work of the free world and having the courage to step up and stop the Iranian terror regime from holding the world hostage. That's really what it is. And 27 days ago, Iran had a modern military. Never in recorded history has a nation's military been so quickly and effectively neutralized. Operation Epic Fury is not an endless war. It's a decisive campaign with clear objectives to destroy Iran's offensive military capabilities and ensure they never obtain a nuclear weapon. This is stuff for the history books. This is stuff for legacy. Mr. President, you are acting now to ensure future generations do not have to live under the threat of a nuclear-armed Iran. However, you wouldn't know it if you listened to the dishonest hate Trump media, as you referenced. The folks here in the room, these cameras, they have a choice. You're either informing the American people of the truth or you're not. Because I hear it from my people every day. Behind every headline you write, there's a helicopter crew in the air. And behind every news banner you write, there's a battalion on the move. And behind every fake news story, there's an F-35 pilot executing a dangerous mission. My message to the media is get it right. This actually isn't something new to me. I may be a young guy, Mr. President, but I'm not a rookie in this realm. In 2007, I helped lead the surge, the public fight for the Iraq surge. Stood and watched people stand in the Senate and declare the war is lost before it even started. Who was that? It was Harry Reid. That was the Democrats and the media working hand in glove. Back then, it was 3 years into a war. Now we're 3 weeks into an operation. But see, unlike Iraq, this isn't a tie. This is not parity. This is not chaos. This is success, pure American success, on plan, and as the president said, ahead of pace. Over 10,000 enemy targets destroyed, over 140, I think now you're right, Mr. President, over 150 naval vessels sunk, underground facilities destroyed, their defense industrial base in shambles, and overnight, not only do they not have a Navy, Mr. President, they no longer have a Navy commander. IRGC's Navy commander was killed overnight in operation. So no Navy, no Navy leader.
All right, brothers and sisters. So the whole point is investing in yourself. Investing in going home. That's your escape from all these things that's coming. That's going to come, so you don't be destroyed or involved in this judgment that's not tailored to you. And like we explained, America's going to be in trouble. The energy crisis. It's going to be an energy crisis here. Eventually be a total economic collapse. But their involvement in the war, when they get kicked out, it's going to cause a lot of issues immediately, like job loss and income instability. Businesses, self-employed businesses shutting down, cutting workers. You see, gigs, side hustles drying up, paychecks may become inconsistent or reduced. Unemployment rises, but they don't have any money to fund. So, banks become limited of withdrawals, can't make bank runs, loans and credit become harder to get, interest rates may spike or crash. depending on the situation. The dollar lose value, inflation. You see, money exists, but the access of the value becomes uncertain. Um, Prices in stores, shortages, grocery, gas, rent. It's already showing you gas and stuff. Oil is already high, so groceries and all that. So items become harder to find. Um, the supply chain slows down. You see empty shelves, like how COVID was, but much worse. Higher food prices week by week, month after month, to the point where it's none. You see, rent increase, right? Housing situations, rent increases, evictions rise, foreclosures increase, homelessness goes up. Housing situation becomes unstable for a lot of individuals. So the increase of crime, social tension, theft, scam increase, protests, social unrest, community under stress, extreme stress, and the government itself trying to get involved to help and stop these things, trying to control, but they're trying to gain control of the situation, but it's out of their control. So they're going to be cutting programs due to lack of funds. The government tries to stabilize these things, and they just can't. So, like I said, trading slow down, travel becomes more expensive, and unable to do. You see, people trying to stock up on essentials. People stressing out about stuff they can't control. They can't pay their bills. They can't pay this. They don't have them. It's too much. News is full of uncertainty. They just, you see. And right, that's what's going to happen. You see, it's going to come here. It's going to come crashing down on people. The reality of what's going to take place on top of what I'm trying to explain to you, brothers. This is about the attack. How they plan on attacking you. People missing because they start eating people. They're going to eat people because there's going to be it's going to be shortages. People are going to they're preparing. They're trying to stock up what they got, and they're going to be snatching up people and cutting up black people. You see. And cooking them up and getting prepared, freezing their items, trying to get prepared for this unprecedented trouble. And they're gonna know that they're gonna know that this thing is over with. So they're gonna try to survive as long as they can and try to figure out. They're gonna figure their way out of this thing. They're gonna try to figure out how they can escape, but there is no escape from judgment, brothers and sisters. So we're here to tell you that you don't have to be a part of their judgment. You don't have to be involved with this, and to give you the heads up on their attack, which is going to cause our unity. We're going to unite, and we're going to become a great army, like they feared. They feared that we would multiply, and we would join their enemies in war and destroy them. They feared that you would wake up, find out that you was that the black man and woman of America was was the true seed of Abraham, because they're trying to escape judgment. So, but if you find out who you are, they don't escape judgment, and that's why they're afraid. That's why they kept false Israel in that position. All those years. They established him in 1948, right? And had him over there for that amount of time just to keep you down, keep you from unaware, keep Hollywood pushing that you was a nigga, you was a pimp, a hoe, or this or that, educated savage, fools, comedians, dummies, all these things, a bunch of fucking robots who play sports and entertain people, comedians, all these damn public entertainers. You see, all these people that go out and make people laugh and jokes and you get what I'm saying. Make you out to be fools and clowns, but that's not us, brothers and sisters. That's their black-faced children. They don't need blackface anymore. They got their demons doing that. So be aware that don't take the advice from demons. You see, massive black-faced children. They're here to distract, to distract you, to make you misuse your energy, and to confuse you and lead you the wrong way, mislead you. So they're not here to help. They're here to do exactly what Master does, which is to destroy you. And that's the point, brothers and sisters, to not invest in America. Because if you invest in America, then you are truly investing in your destruction. And that's exactly the only result you're going to get from staying here in Atlanta in your imprisonment, which said you'll be a fool. It says, come out, get out of here. It says complete separation. That's our vision. The Abraham covenant, getting the hell out of here, not partnering with the enemy, avenging our nation, and getting our brothers and sisters out of here, and our children, getting our people the hell out of here. So, brothers and sisters, don't be fooled by the American dream. It's a dream, and we're about to find out. You're about to find out in a minute that it's a nightmare. All right, brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening to me today. Assalamu alaikum.